Okay guys, we are getting ready to head out and we have some things we want to share with you.
If you've been following us for a while now, you know that we have a home in the suburbs that we live out full time.
And this year we've been up at our cabin a lot more.
And it's really making us think. And we've been up at our land more this year than we've ever been before as we've been prepping for our cabin build and getting our yurt all finished.
Both Sarah and I are both 100% ready to move up to the Hood Canal and live there permanently.
But we have to keep our kids' best interests in mind. And this past year, they've been doing online school like so many kids during 2020. And we really want to make sure they're back in in-person school next year. That just can't happen if we're permanently living in the suburbs and trying to build a cabin 3 hours away. And that's it. Our cabin kit arrives on June 22nd, which is actually 4 weeks from when we're filming this. We're going up this weekend so we can finalize our electrical and hopefully pass inspection. We've talked a lot about how during this whole process, whenever we've been up at the land, we just feel more at peace.
We are just so much happier when we're up at our property.
And we feel more at home. All right, thank you. We love being out in nature when we're there, and we love the smaller community.
And I have some very big plans for some business ideas and kind of feel like I'm making a difference in a small community.
Ryan and I actually have a long history with the Hood Canal.
And this area is special to Sarah and I because it's where we first met and where we fell in love with one another.
While we were falling in love, we were both really falling in love with the Hood Canal at the same time.
So we've decided to officially
We'll make the Hood Canal our home. We're going to turn our home back in the suburbs into an Airbnb.
Having our house be an Airbnb gives us some flexibility so that we have a place to stay when we come back to visit family and friends.
Plus, it'll actually help us pay for our mortgage for that home while we're building this home.
Thankfully, Sarah and I's jobs allow us to make this move.
Ryan and I both run our own online businesses, so our jobs get to come with us to the Hood Canal. And we're going to enroll our kids in the local school here. We want them back to their normal life and starting their own new adventure. We're super excited.
And we're super nervous.
But we're so ready to take on this adventure and take you all along for the ride.
Heck yeah!
All right, so we did not pass our last inspection. We've actually had 2 inspections so far, and we have failed both of them. The first time, Ryan actually came up already, fixed all the things, and then we didn't pass again. So we have a few things that we need to fix. Ryan will go over that in a second. But we are hoping that we can take advantage of this kid-free moment, get it done, and then we actually drove 2 cars, so this time Ryan can stay up. I'm gonna head home and get our kids, and then Ryan can actually be here when the inspector comes. And if there are things we still need to fix, hopefully he can just get them done right then, because we need this inspection to pass because we need the electrical in place, ready to go when the cabin kit arrives so we can get to work on the build.
We have a couple items we need to fix on this main panel. Actually 2 items. One is I repurposed the neutral wire as a ground, which as long as you cover all of the yellow striping and tape it with green is acceptable. But there's a pole box that we had and I didn't mark that. I was under the impression that I only had to mark the two boxes and not the pole box. It sounded like from the inspector's comments, he would really just like the yellow striped black cord to be the neutral. The other thing is I used an improper grounding screw. Apparently we need to have those green machine screws. The inspector wants it grounded to the panel, and I had connected it to our grounding wire that goes into the
ground all covered in the green tape now, and now we have to connect back the two pieces, which, if you remember, was really hard for us the first time. So let's see how it goes this time.
I think I'm gonna have to pull the ground wire up and connect it there first.
Okay.
And then we can put it back into its
Oh,
home
so
here.
have it connected there and then go.
There's just no play. Homie, don't play that.
All right, we actually got the ground all into its little places pretty easily. So now we have to do that also with the neutral, and then we have to go up to the house panel and do the whole thing again. And Ryan's making it sound like the house panel is going to be a little bit more difficult because we actually have to take all of the enormous wires, the 4 of them, out. Oh, I see it. Go more towards me if you can. Oh, there, you're up. Just push hard. Yes. I hope we can. It is 11:11 right now, so that's pretty lucky. Let me turn this down. All right, we are done down at the main panel. So now we're headed up to our house panel and then we're gonna repeat all the same steps we just did back here, up there. It went really well down at our main panel. So fingers crossed that it goes just as well up here. Are you stoked?
Yeah?
I'm totally
I'm super. Did down there with one important difference. I need to run a straight piece going from here down to ground level, and unfortunately we already have all the wires connected, so that means I need to disconnect all the wires, pull them back through so that we can run them through the piece of conduit. It'll be a little bit of a pain, but we should be able to get it done.
have a straight piece of conduit that's coming straight out of the box. For some reason we overlooked that. We've got all the wires out, and now we're going to put the new piece of conduit on, and then we can put them all back into the box and hook them all back up. except for one last part. We have to bury the wire, the excess wire that we'll need once the panel is up a little bit higher on our house. We don't have to bury it, but we have to have it covered in a safe way that you can still walk over all the way up to the panel. So Ryan is behind me digging, and then we're gonna fashion something over it to make it safe and workable so we can pass inspection. This is some major freedom construction going on. So we have to have a platform, or we have to have some way that you can walk all the way up to the panel and there's no holes. So what we had before was just 2 pieces of plywood sitting there and they were not stable at all. So we got called out on that. So we're kind of building a little platform right now out of all of the pieces of lumber we have laying around, because we do not want to go purchase new lumber for this project because lumber is so expensive. We're on the last part of the list that we need to go through to fix everything so we pass inspection. I may have said that the last time when I said we needed to build a platform, but we had to go to the store and get one more little part so we had the right screws down at our panel box that we had to do, and get those in so the ground is grounded correctly. So Ryan's putting those in right now, and then we should be done with this project. We'll call for the inspector on Monday, and Ryan will still be here to find out if we passed or not.
Hey guys, so Sarah just left a couple hours ago. I've been up and got my shower in, did some work stuff, and Sarah and I did our brainstorming session. I'm gonna be up here for a couple more days because we wanna make sure that we are able to be here when the inspector comes. We've failed this temporary panel inspection twice already, and for just simple silly things, all my fault, but I want to make sure that if there's something simple that I can do while the inspector is here, that I can just get it taken care of and I don't have to come back up here, drive all the way up. What a stressful morning. Woke up this morning, I was expecting the inspector to come, and I was looking over the details that he called out, and I noticed something that I thought I had done wrong. So I went down and checked the panel and checked the notes, and sure enough, it sounded like the inspector wanted a listed lug for the panel and not just the ground screw. So I was expecting him anytime this morning, and I ran off to the store to get the right machine screws so I could attach it to the junction box. I got all the way down to the store, grabbed the screw I needed, 15 cents, and then on my Ring camera, I see the inspector's car drive by. The store is only 5 minutes away. So as I'm rushing to get the screw and get back to the land so I can catch him before he calls me out on this violation, he calls me, and so I pass him on the road, and he's super nice. He says, he calls out the thing that I thought he was going to call me out on, and he just says, I passed you, just send me a picture of this thing installed and you'll be all good. Whew. Man, did I think we had an issue. But I'm pretty excited. We got our panel, so now we're ready. We have our panel set up and we can use our new power.